Pleased to say that Toshi Onikubo of Netkiba has joined me. Always great to speak to you, Toshi, obviously, when it comes to a Japanese angle. Firstly, great to see you here. How are you enjoying it, even though it's a little bit wet?
I mean, thank you for having me, Nick. It's always brilliant to come here. This is my first time, experiencing those rain in here, but, still, enjoying, experiencing Hong Kong.
We've just seen Sunrise Ronaldo out on the track, North Bridge as well. Let's start with North Bridge, shall we? Because he's probably got a bit more credentials to his name than Sunrise Ronaldo. What do you make of North Bridge's chance coming here this year?
I mean, it would be fair. I mean, it will be a big task for him. I mean, he traveled to Qatar to run the Grade 3 Amil Trophy, finished in, good force, but still, he's never been, as competitive in the Grade 1 class. So I think, it'll be a big task, but, trainer is really keen to, travel. So it'll be an interesting one.
It's interesting you say that, Toshi, because it always seems to be a trait of the Japanese that even though their form perhaps isn't at group or Grade 1 level, they're always keen to travel and they're always keen to give it a go.
Yeah, exactly. They don't really mind, losing their form, compared to, other countries, to be honest. And particularly those horses, aged, horses like North Bridge, a little bit older. They're still keen to travel, I think that's something Japan got. And those experiences contribute to the result in the future as well.
Sunrise Ronaldo, tell me a bit more about him. I mean, he's not a name that we're that familiar with. I mean, how much has he got to find? I guess he perhaps isn't one of the leading Japanese lights this year, but good to have him here.
Yeah, he's definitely not the leading, but he's interesting one as well, rated 109. That was his last start, Grade 3 over 1400 meter. He broke a maiden over 2000 meter, I believe, yeah, and then won on dart over mile, and then twice one mile over mile on turf, and then won on 7 furlong dart, etc. So a bit of everything in his form, but he's never won over 6 furlong. So that's a question, but he would be an interesting one to see how he would perform here in Shatin.
Yeah, he is fascinating, as to are many. You and I were just talking before we came on air about Prognosis's recent Kinko show win. I mean, 12 months on, he almost looks like a different horse, Toshi.
Yeah, exactly. Of course, he finished second behind Romantic Warrior, well beaten last time out. The last time in here in Shatin, at the QE2, and then again, he finished fifth of horse in the Hong Kong Cup. Beaten by Romantic Warrior, but he shortened the gap. And then last time out, after the Hong Kong Cup, he won Kinko Show by 5 ranks. Very impressive, beating the Japanese 10 leisure winner from last year. And, Connection didn't expect him to run that well because he wasn't, probably fully fit or not, something like that. And then that performance, they were even surprised. That horse is still improving and coming here, bypassed the Osaka High Grade 1 over the same distance, 2000 meter, and then coming here, clearly they're targeting this race. So fingers crossed.
You mentioned earlier on about North Bridge being that little bit older. Good old Hishiki Iguazu is back for another trip. He's an 8-year-old now, but how do you think he might run? I mean, he's always run well here, and the last time we saw him here, he was very good running on.
Yeah, that's a good question, Nick. And Hishiki Iguazu, 8 years old, who loves Hong Kong and who loves the track in here in Shatin, but the thing is, last time out he was well beaten in the Grade 2 Nakayama Kinen, and Rachel King blamed the ground. So this weather might not suit him. That is not, the Hong Kong he loves, maybe.
Yeah. If there was one of the Japanese horses to really appreciate the ground, now let's just imagine it does come up, very wet underfoot on Sunday. It rains all day, for example. Which of the Japanese horses will really appreciate the softer track, do you think?
The one horse I'd like to mention would be Maku. I would give him one more chance, just draw a line through, last his appearance in Hong Kong sprint, trainer said after the race, he wasn't really fit, so not 100% condition. So I think I definitely would give him one more chance. And then last time out, he handled soft or, heavy ground in Japan and won the Grade 1 Takamatsunomiya Kinen. And, son of Matt Cool, Irish bred. I would give him one more chance, definitely, Matt Cool.
And just finally, Toshi, obviously there's a three-pronged attack in the mile, taking on the mighty Golden 60. I mean, you and I, both racing fans, we both obviously love the horse, I'm sure, Golden 60. What about the Japanese team taking him on? Can they dethrone the champ?
I mean, again, you know, Oban Burumai and Elton Barrows and Champagne we are participating 3 horses, but you know, all of them it's a big cask. And this year, I think Champions Mile is the hardest, you know, the domain for Japanese horse or any other horses, you know, except Golden 60 in fairness. But you know, the interesting one would be Elton Barrows, you know, progressive horse, and then 4 races, including Grade 2, and he beat in that Grade 2 race. He beat Songgrind, multiple Grade 1 winner over mile, and then Grade 1 winner over mile Schnellmeister. So if anything we can expect from Japanese horse, I would say Elton Barrows.
Yeah, interesting. I mean, you're not the first person that's mentioned that, even on this morning's show. Toshi, great to chat to you. Many thanks for taking the time to talk to us and go through the Japanese runners, and we certainly wish them all the very best.
Yeah, always my pleasure. Thank you, Nick.